Thanks, Governor. Thanks, Lieutenant Governor. Well, here we are again. I love the smell of diesel in the afternoon, huh? So we're expecting the snow to arrive somewhere between 1 o'clock in the morning tomorrow morning and stay through to mid-afternoon tomorrow afternoon, maybe early afternoon. We're expecting generally 4 to 6 inches, particularly in the northwest portion of the state, in the northwest portion of the state, southeast portion of the state, a little bit more, maybe up to 8 inches. The storm will taper off between noon and 2 o'clock tomorrow. But here's the important part. During the peak rush hour, what is normally the peak rush hour tomorrow morning, we will have the most intense periods of the storm, up to 1 inch per hour. That could be very challenging for people to be driving in. So I think the governor recommended, and I certainly echo that. If you don't have to be on the road, don't be on the road. But if you are, and I know this doesn't need mentioning for those of us who were born and brought up here in New England, but a lot of us here in Rhode Island have come from warmer climes. So I'm going to remind everyone, drive more slowly than you normally drive. Even though roads look like they're cleared, they may have a thin coating of ice on them, so be careful about that. When you see our trucks out there plowing, if you would, make sure you give them room, don't crowd the plows, get out of their way and let them do their work. The fact that we're getting the most intensive part of the storm during the rush hour means that as much ahead of it we can get, when we hit rush hour traffic, our plows many times are impeded from doing the work that they need to do. So there may be some additional accumulation during that time, creating some challenges for folks. So just be aware of that, plan ahead, and if you don't have to, don't be on the road. With regard to preparedness, we have over 300 private vendors and 150 of our own trucks that we currently have online. Earlier in the season, as you all know, we thought that there would be a challenge in getting enough private vendors on board. Since then, we have recruited many more. So we have an adequate number of plows and drivers and equipment to be able to handle this particular storm. And the material, some of which you see behind you, we have plenty. We have a reserve stockpile. So we have plenty of material to be able to treat the roads effectively. So again, it bears repeating, drive safely, reduce your speed in the ice and snow, and avoid distractions. Don't look at your phones and anything else. It's particularly important tomorrow morning during the rush hour period. So with that, if anybody has any questions, we'd be happy to answer them.
Director, I know you said you have enough private vendors. Are you facing any staffing issues with people out because they're sick or with COVID? Is that going to cause any problems either with you, or have you heard that from any local departments?
Yeah, no, it is not going to cause a problem, although we are monitoring it on a daily basis. This new uptick in COVID certainly is creating challenges for us in our business, as it does for all other businesses in the state. There have been some of our drivers that have called out because they have COVID, and there are some private vendors that are experiencing that, but we've taken a good inventory of who we're going to have available for this storm, and we have plenty of resources, both human and equipment resources, to be able to handle it.
If someone has COVID and they feel all right, can they go drive a plow?
We don't recommend it. We're in a mode where we're looking to protect our workers. They're very important to us. They're the ones that get the job done. So if they're not feeling well, we urge them not to come in.
Director Alviti, are you still actually actively recruiting plow truck drivers?
Yes, we do. So if someone is interested in coming on board with our efforts here, they can go to www.ridot.net/ I believe plowing.
Okay, fair enough.
And there is, on that portal, there is an area that you can sign up and we'll get you processed and we'll get you on board as a vendor.
All right, fair enough. Thank you.
Yep.
Director, when you say 150 trucks, are those all plow trucks and salt trucks?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Most of our trucks are combination salt and plow. So those are 150 vehicles of our own, of the size that you see here beside you, that'll be out that get the real heavy work done. And then we supplement that with over 300 private vendors.
Director Alviti, I got to ask. I realize these are local roads, but as an expert in plowing, any betting on who's going to win in Providence, the speed bumps or the plows?
Yeah, you know, so I was a local public works director some 20, 30 years ago in the city of Cranston, and they do present a problem for plow operators. I'm not gonna wager on that one, but generally the speed humps will win, and there'll be plows that will need some fixing because of it.